Are you caught up in skewed thinking? That thinking that takes you out of the game, where it's self-sabotage and holding yourself back live? Hi, I'm Debra Kasowski, your success coach. And today I want to talk to you about skewed thinking and how it affects the work that you do. See, in emotional intelligence, one of the key pillars is self-awareness and the awareness of how others are responding to you emotionally as well. So when it comes to skewed thinking, I'm going to talk about 4 ways that people hold themselves back or self-sabotage themselves through thinking that is off balance. And when we get caught in that type of thinking, it's usually because there's might have been different conversations or situations in the past that we have a narrative that holds us back from accomplishing what we want to do today in the present. Now, when we're looking at skewed thinking, one might be the all or nothing thinking, that it's either right or wrong, this way or that way. There is no in between. And when we get fixated on that, we are looking from a place of perfectionism. Everything has to be absolutely perfect. Sometimes you might not even start a project because if you don't have enough time or the resources, you don't want to give it a shot unless it's absolutely perfect. I want to challenge you to stay curious and be flexible to opportunities and be open to possibilities that things could be done differently. It's better to do something than nothing. We shift from the all or nothing thinking to realizing instead of looking for perfection, we look for progress. Progress over perfection gets us ahead. And when we even do small chunks of things, we know time blocking, working in small chunks, that these all build momentum and they also help accomplish productivity and get more things done. One of the other forms of skewed thinking is jumping to conclusions. I like to refer to this one as the worst form of exercise. You're not skipping rope, and we don't want you to jump to conclusions. Jumping to conclusion often has assumptions attached to it, and we don't want to assume things. We want to challenge those assumptions. Because what happens is when you jump to conclusions is often because you think of all the what ifs. This could happen, and you don't even have enough information to make that true. So you get caught up into jumping to conclusion, and you can take action, but you might be taking the wrong action, or you might make the wrong decision based on the fact of being impulsive. So you might want to take a step back instead of jumping to conclusions. Use this as an opportunity to challenge yourself, to ask questions, gather more information so you can make the best decision in that moment. Now, another form of skewed thinking is mind reading or labeling. And this can be often seen when you send out an email or you put out a text and you don't get an instant reply. People might be going into, well, he thinks that of me, she thinks this of me, this is what's going on, I know what's happening, something I must have done. You're taking things personally. And when you get into that frame of mind reading, you can really over exaggerate things and really get yourself in a place of frustration and even amygdala hijack. And nothing goes well when you have amygdala hijack because all rational thought goes out the window. So what I want you to do is just take a step back. Watch for that instant gratification and trust yourself to give some time. That person might be out with their family. They might be having a dinner. They might be in a business meeting. They might be doing some self-care for themselves, looking after themselves. And they're not going to be immediately jumping to an email or text. We have gotten out of the way of taking work with us all the time. So allow people a chance to respond. And they might even have some time that they want to thoughtfully think about how they're going to respond to you versus being in a reactive mode. Now, the final one I want to touch on today is overgeneralization. And what it means by that is using the words always and never. We are never going to accomplish this, or she always does this, or he always does this. When we move into overgeneralizations, we're setting ourselves up for setbacks. So instead, take a step back and realize that always and never tend to be the case. So really focusing in on the time frame that these things could be happening. So when you're thinking about emotional awareness, be aware of skewed thinking. focus forward and take those steps to challenge your thinking, challenge your assumptions, so you can make the best decision that you need to make for you. Thank you.